So I'm down in this area. I wanted to show you something real quick before I even get started here because I don't think this video is going to be that exciting. I noticed down here there's a wild, what they call rose mallow in the hibiscus family. People that buy those hibiscus that are they call them the hardy variety like this. This is what actually it is. It's a type of hibiscus, but they call rose mallow. Now I'm in an area here that's kind of interesting. There's a lot of things you normally wouldn't expect to find. There's a pair of shoes, and a newspaper. Why, I don't know. But it's a fishing area, trout stocked waters. Now, I'm not here for the fishing. I'm here because there was a man that told me that used to live here way before this was all built up. He told me that there were a lot of arrowheads and a lot of things he'd find down here as a kid. He used to play in this woods. And I thought, well, it's worth a shot looking. I've been down here before. Never saw anything. I've never been down here this time of year, though. When I was down here, it was very high. And we'll see what we can find. I'm not looking for a whole lot. Not expecting a whole lot. And yeah, last time I was down here, the water was up to about here. So this will at least give me a little bit more of a chance to look. Now, what I'm going to be looking for is anything that's washed from up above down. And it would be in these rocks. So it's easy to miss. It's easy to overlook it. But we're going to see what... If we find any relics from the past in here. This is really amazing. I've never been really down here before. So this is a first to me. I'm going to walk very slowly, looking around, seeing if I can find anything. So first of all, tell you a little bit of the history about this. Up above was this is Latrobe right here. This is where the Indians at the time, the Mingo, the different tribes that passed through here, I should say, came down to. So I'm more likely to find remnants of past 200 years than I am the past 1,000 years, which I'm finding garbage bags. There's some fishing line. Don't see much in the way of arrowheads. The best place to look is in this area right here. This area that's kind of been a natural. Look how beautiful that is. It's a natural filter, like you would have your painted gold on a. It's promising, but it's not it. I'm looking for something similar to that, something that I can find. A lot of clamshells. Not seeing a whole lot in this mud. I wanted to document this, though. This is one of the areas I wanted to really go into, because there is a lot of 1750 to 1805 area, roughly, history here, and then way before it, of Native American tribes. Not all of it is not promising. Look, there's a part of a bottle, an old bottle. So I'm on the right path. And I know that my friend told me it's all down this area. So I'm just going to walk it a little bit. I'm going to see if I find anything. If I do, I will show it to you. I don't expect to, because this is not like the best time of year to find that kind of thing. Usually in the spring, so forth. But I'm going to give it a look. I will note why it would be more difficult, because up in this area here, Latrobe still has a type of settling pond. It's a way that they put their sludge. So it's a very carcinogen laced garbage that I don't want to mess with, but most of it is probably underneath all that sludge, where the village in the 1500s and 1600s up to 1700s would have been roughly in this area, because you would have had good water Good fishing, good source of shelter, and you'd be on a floodplain where you could grow plants and things like that, like beans and corn and other things like that. So as I'm looking, I'm not finding a whole lot. Just these cobblestones. Now that's not saying there's not anything there. I'm probably walking over thousands of artifacts. Time and things like that would wear this down. What you're seeing here, though, is a lot of this rock. If you ever hear about them talk about the Lower chert, which is a type of sedimentary rock that arrowheads were made out of. This is what they're talking about, this chert. A lot of it's probably back in there. You can see, now this is one of two things. And I'll show you some of the history here. Here's a brick, okay? Showing you there was industry here. So who knows what that damaged. This is red crap coming out of the stream bed. And this is what I'd be looking for in this area. But that's an indication of one of two things. Either that's that settling pond, which if it is, elytra steel would probably be fined heavily for that. But more likely than not, because it's up here too, there's no mines underneath here somewhere. And this is the sulfur that's leaching out into the stream. It's very common in the Lower. When I was younger, when you'd go to the lower parts of the Lower in town, you would see a lot of the water would be orange from the sulfur and the metals and the aluminum and other things. This is an example of that sulfur. You can see it. It's kind of nasty. It's orange. That's the iron. And it could be iron, like I said, from the steel mill up here too. I have no idea. But I don't see a whole lot of artifacts. Now, if I would, I'd have to wonder too, is it an artifact or is it a geofact? Is it something that looks like an artifact? It's not. Not seeing a whole lot. Thought I'd give it a shot just to get out for the day. I'd be looking for something like this right here. And you know what? That is nothing. See, that's how similar things can look to the real thing. That's a piece of pottery. Who knows from when? It's a clear glass. So I'd say probably a insulator for the electrical wires. I'll take another walk up along here. You'd be looking at areas like this. You'd be looking for something small. There's another piece of that. Pottery. That's history too, though, right there. This area here is just exactly what you want to look for. You want to look for something in a stream. We have these embankments where the stream comes in, washes out, and these are washouts. So you want to look for places where the stream gets more intense and eats away at this bank. And over time, things that are up on this hillside will wash their way down and wind up here. But I'm not seeing anything today. So I wanted to show you guys just an example of where to look for some of these artifacts. Historically, if you're out, you see something, you know what it is, you know. Don't necessarily have to take it, but I've found a lot of them in my childhood, a lot of them. And the guy that I spoke to told me that he found a whole lot of them in his. He would find them everywhere in here. I had a bug on me. I'm not seeing anything today, so I'll leave it at that.